Bourbon. Belts. Blockbusters. You are listening to the Triple B Podcast. Let's fucking go.
Welcome back to a bonus episode of the Triple B Podcast. We got Night of Champions today.
Yeah.
And we are going to go through our predictions. Unfortunately, Ryan is not going to join me post-show.
No, I will not be here.
But he can at least give his predictions leading up to the
throw 'em
show.
out. I'm going to throw them out the best I can.
We got the finale to King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring
Yep.
today. We got this phenomenal feud of Cena and Punk culminating.
Absolutely.
And then we got some other random matches in there. So
Well, we got the US. We got Solo.
Yeah,
and,
we got
got
US.
Solo and Jacob. That's
got
not.
two
I wouldn't say
titles.
that random.
two titles on the line.
Two
at Night of
titles for Night of
Champions.
Champions.
You know, I had an idea for Night
I'm
of-
sorry, King and Queen of the Ring is not a championship.
You know, I had an idea for Night of Champions, and there's not a lot
Put
of...
all the titles on the line because it's fucking Night of Champions.
But, you know, that would break away from the 5-match normal.
There's
So-
6 matches.
Well, I know, but Saudi
There's
paid
6.
for an extra match.
There's 6, and Saudi would probably pay for all of the titles to be on the line.
That's true. But Survivor Series kind of did a champion versus champion on brand. If you did all of the champions against each other, it'd be 5 matches, and then you could throw an extra match in there to be random, but it'd be kind of cool to just see the heavyweight championships against each other, women's heavyweight championships, the mid-card titles against each other. It would be kind of cool to see every one of them on the line. Or not on the line. There's no defending of the titles. It's just more of a which team is better or which
Okay, so
side
you would
is better.
have
Raw tag versus SmackDown tag. We would get women's IC versus women's US, men's IC versus men's US,
yes.
and then the 2 heavyweights
and the 2 WWE.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to the 6th match would be the women's tag titles being defended.
against nobody because there's nobody.
That's true, but
But
I'm
it
just
would be
saying
a
like
cool
that is
concept.
either that or you put the fucking speed championship on the line. That'd probably be better than the women's tag championship.
But it's a cool concept. I thought.
Yeah. I mean, it would fucking make sense for Night of Champions.
Yeah, you get every single champion, and that's kind of what I mean.
That's what it used to be in a sense, wasn't it? At least for didn't you usually used to have the WWE and the World Heavyweight fight each other at Night of Champions? Didn't that
No,
that
it
never
was
happened?
that Survivor Series. They did it for it was from 2017 to 2021. They did champion versus champion. Night of Champions used to be just every champion on the line. It was every match was a championship match. Maybe not every single one.
And I don't think it needs to be every title, but I do feel like you have a pay-per-view called Night of Champions. Why do we have Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley? Why do we have Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross? There's no titles. There's no stakes. There's literally not even stakes involved in these fucking matches.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? At least Jade and Asuka and Cody Orton are king and queen of the ring.
There's
So there are
essentially
stakes.
a title on the line.
Yeah, right. Because there's the title of king and queen of the ring, which leads to a championship match.
Yes.
Right. So there are stakes there.
Yeah.
The
But we
others don't make
digress.
sense.
But we digress.
Yeah.
So
Night of 2 champions.
Night of 2 champions. Let's get into our predictions. First up, we got the U.S. Championship, the U.S. Men's Championship. Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. Who do you got going?
Jacob Fatu.
Hey, I got Jacob Fatu.
If he doesn't leave Saudi Arabia with the fucking title, riot.
I think I was thinking about I think this is the match I've been thinking most about just of the outcome. I think there's story to be told if Solo does win, but no, Jacob's got to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Jacob, fuck the story with Solo. Jacob needs to win this match.
Yeah.
You can push a story with Solo in another way.
Yeah.
Jacob needs to maintain being the United States champion.
He's just so good.
He's way too good.
We got Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley in a street fight. You know, just going back to their NXT days, they had an awesome feud going on, and it gets to continue on onto the main roster. Believe it or not, I'm actually kind of excited for this match, and I wasn't expecting to be, but they do got history together.
And it's Rhea.
And it is Rhea.
Like, it's Rhea. Now, Raquel hasn't really, she really hasn't done a whole lot since she's been on the main roster. She's kind of just been like a lackey.
Yes.
Right?
100% agree.
But Rhea is Rhea.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Rhea anytime.
And I think Raw drove home just like Raquel putting her through a table. I thought that was well done. So
I thought that was as well.
Who do you got in this match?
Going against my better judgment here, I'm saying Raquel. I'm going Raquel.
I think Roxanne is going to help Raquel and kind of feed this women's tag
and
team
that's the reason why I'm like, I think somehow Roxanne's going to get involved and she's going to help Raquel win this match, which is going to then lead Raquel to softening up to the idea of Roxanne replacing Liv as tag champ, which is then going to help solve Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis's dilemma that they literally showed on SmackDown last night.
Yeah. Do you think Rhea gets a partner in all of this, or is it just going to go a different
goes
direction?
For the tag titles?
Yeah. I don't think
it'd be the most exciting thing that's happened with the tag titles since they debuted on the fucking show. So yeah, you might as well put gold on Rhea. That's never a bad idea.
That to me at least puts a storyline around the women's tag team champions, which there's been nothing around for a long time.
Dude, did she fucking partner up with Stephanie Vaquer? Rhea and Stephanie Vaquer. Oh my god.
Yes.
I'm here for it. Now I'm hyped. Let's go. Let's do this.
Do it.
That would be a badass tag team too.
Hell yeah.
Those two together, like just their personas are pretty similar. Very like dark, demonic, satanic type fucking personas that they've portrayed. They would fit so perfectly well together, and they've teased something between them.
Yeah.
Maybe we all kind of read into it as like, that's going to be a fucking blockbuster of a singles match between the two, but maybe they've actually teased a little bit of a team up here. Who knows? That'd be fucking amazing.
That would be badass.
And Roxanne Perez and Stephanie Vaquer, and then Raquel and Rhea, like that would make sense for two teams to fit against each other. So
there you go. Hey, WWE,
I'm here for that. Let's go.
We just wrote you a storyline.
Paul Levesque, let's do this. Freddie Prinze Jr. I know I'm wrong there. I'm just going to keep saying it because it's fun.
I like it. Next up, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
I mean, Sammy should win this match.
But it's got to be Kross. Kross is going to win. I'm on the Kross train. I think he is. I'm on the Kross train.
I agree. I
sent you a video.
I know. And I think Karrion Kross is going to win this because it's just going to further dive into the plague of which has just hovered over Sammy. I think that's the continuance of this whole storyline that we've talked about for months now. Is Sammy can't get the win.
Now I'm going against my better judgment. Does Sami Zayn win this match? But he has to stoop to low. Like he has to go.
He does what he does. He ends up having to do what Karrion Kross has said he is the whole time.
Because the whole lead up, Karrion Kross laughed on Raw after he got decked, which was Sammy decked him. So I'm sticking with my answer.
Now you got me teetering. Tim, you got me teetering.
But what if that happens? There's more to this. I think we get so.
I'm switching. I'm going. Sammy wins via dirty tactics.
I like it. I'm going to stick with Karrion, but I really like my idea.
And that puts us opposite.
There we go. We got an opposite.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Queen of the Ring finals. This was your original prediction.
Unfortunately.
Jade versus Asuka. Who do you got?
Jade's going to fucking win. I don't want her to. I don't want Asuka to win either, honestly, even though I love Asuka. I just don't think it would be right. But that's what makes me
So
even
Alexa's
think more.
gonna win?
Yes. Alexa Bliss. That's who should have been here. She should have won an Elimination Chamber. She should have won the Royal Rumble. She should have won Elimination Chamber. She should have won the Money in the Bank. It's bullshit. You're doing Alexa Bliss dirty. Shut up, Bridge.
Hey, didn't talk
It didn't do it. The robot fridge didn't attack us.
I'm going to go with you on this one.
It's
I
Jade.
think Jade is going to win this.
They're for some reason so high up on her man balls that I just don't get it.
I think they kind of just put themselves into a corner with Jade and hyped her up to be this big thing, and it's not working out, but they're going to push it to the degree, and hopefully it sticks.
One man's trash is another man's potpourri. I don't know, some kind of soup.
All right, and that brings us over to the King of the Ring finals. We got Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton.
Man, this is tough because the situation last year, and I already alluded to it last week's episode, but I feel like this leads to Randy Orton going heel and going to a dark version of himself again, and I think Cody wins.
Okay, all right.
I think there's like it's eventually like losing King of the Ring last year, among other things throughout this last year, and then losing to Cena in a dirty way, right? Kind of being screwed there, and then KO getting hurt and not being able to do that.
Mania and his match being at risk.
And fucking the RKO, like the 2 different RKOs that we've gotten on Nick Aldis. Like there's been a lot of seeds here for stuff. If he loses to Cody again, or if he loses to Cody in King of the Ring for the second year in a row, loses in the finals, I feel like we could get a reintroduced dark version of Randy Orton, which I'm all here for. So
The Legend Killer
the
comes
Legend Killer, and I'm here for that for sure.
I like it.
Like what if it ends up he goes dark, and then the Legend Killer ends up being punt kicking Cena to end Cena's retirement tour?
Damn. Mic drop.
Just say it. So I'm going Cody.
I like it. I like the build you're going around.
Yeah.
I'm going to differ from you on this one.
Oh.
And so now we got 2 differences going on here. So I'm going to put out something that's never been happened with King of the Ring. Ends in a tie. Ends in a tie. I don't know how, but Cody, Randy have to split the crown, and they both get to go against Cena at SummerSlam if Cena is the winner ultimately past Punk.
I'm trying to think here.
It makes sense.
I'm trying to think what outcome could take place that leads to them both winning. It would have to be a double pin.
Yeah, it'd be like a double pin, submit slash pin.
Because like a double, but you can't have a submit and pin at the same time because the ref would be counting the pin while the other person's tapping out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it would have to be a double pin because the double count out technically means they both lose.
Yeah.
A double DQ, they both lose.
Yeah.
Right? So then there would technically be no winner there. So double pin would be, I think, the only outcome where you could get a double winner.
Yeah.
Because it's not a Royal Rumble or a Battle Royal where they can go over the top rope at the same time. You know what I mean? So.
And I don't, now thinking about it, I don't know if they would allow it to end in a draw. They would probably go to sudden death, but I'm going to stick with my gut on it.
I like the idea because of what it could potentially lead to.
It's a tie.
Triple threat.
They both proved their points on SmackDown of why they need to win, and it makes sense in my heart for both of them to go against Cena.
Yeah.
So what better way than to end in a draw somehow, a tie, and go against Cena or...
And having Cena defend the title in a triple threat match on his retirement tour, that would be new too. That would be pretty cool. I like that.
Spoiler alert, I think you know who I think is going to win in the main event. Bringing over to Cena versus Punk. This feud has been incredible.
Yeah.
And I think Cena's going to win it. Obviously, the retirement tour does not end with Punk winning because there's still more dates, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I kind of dig it's what Punk said he would do when he was leaving with the title if he won it at Money in the Bank 14 years ago. Cena's essentially doing the same thing. He's called his shot. He knows when he's retiring. Only 14 dates left on his retirement tour, and this is one of them. So
yeah,
he's got to have the title.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Cena too. But I'm gonna add a little thing here, and I'm not looking for bonus points.
Okay.
But I will say, if it doesn't happen in this form of a way, at least, I'm not going to give like a specific, but if it doesn't happen in this form of a way, then you can take my point away.
Oh.
Okay. I think the only way that Cena wins this match is dirty.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think it has to be a dirty win.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's all we've really seen so far, and this is the big, like, you can't have Cena just beat Punk clean.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
That would be bad for Punk. And for someone who's not about to retire in 5 months,
yeah,
you don't really want to make him look that bad, right? So you want it to be just like they did Orton, where it was not a clean victory. Same with Cody.
Randy or R-Truth.
R-Truth, yeah, right? Where it's like you have these victories happening. Yeah, he's retaining the title, but he's doing it very heelish.
Yeah.
You got to have that here as well.
Yeah.
And so if it does end up being a clean finish, take my point away. I don't get that for Cena winning.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. That wraps up the predictions. I will be back solo for the post show to give my results, thoughts on the show, and the 3 bells. So we'll be back. I'm back post-show for Night of the Champions. Like we said on the predictions part of this, Ryan wasn't going to join me for the post-show, so you're just going to get my final thoughts, my 3-bell rating, and obviously results, and talk about the Night of Champions. So let's get right into it. First up, we got Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton in the King of the Ring finale. Cody Rhodes gets the win. I thought this match was very solid. I didn't love the injury angle to Randy Orton throughout the match with his lower back hurting. But overall, the match was very solid. Cody Rhodes wins this. The interesting thing about this is that Randy Orton definitely lingered on. I know Ryan was talking about it would be cool for Randy to go heel. And I think maybe the seeds were planted for that during this match. Again, way to start the show off with this. I don't think you could have gone wrong with either or winning. But Cody's getting that monster push ever since he's been back. He's gone 2 Royal Rumble winners, a King of the Ring winner, a world champion for a year, main event after main event at WrestleMania. So, this win just fits. And obviously, I believe he's going to go for Cena and try to get that title off of him. Next up, we got Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in their street fight. We both said Raquel would win this one, and surprisingly, Rhea Ripley wins this one. Or maybe unsurprisingly to a lot of people. It's not that I didn't want Rhea Ripley to win. I just thought Raquel winning meant more for the storyline, especially because she's a tag team champion and there's uncertainty going around that. This match was really good. Raquel and Rhea have great chemistry in the ring going back all the way to NXT. I thought this was a great way for Raquel to shine her physicality. It has been a while since that's really shown, and it really did a great job in this match. It did everything I wanted to up until the results, having Roxanne come out to her defense, and was really hoping that would equal win, set up her wanting to form a tag team with Roxanne. That didn't happen. Rhea gets the win. So does that mean she's fully past Judgment Day? Is this where the storyline ends with them? I don't know, but I think that's it for this feud. Next up, we got Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. I was super hyped for Karrion Kross to make the PLE. I wanted him to win. Unfortunately, Sami Zayn wins. I'm not mad about it. Sami's a great wrestler. I was disappointed that Sami didn't stoop to the dark side. I thought this was a perfect opportunity for Karrion Kross to kind of get his storyline out there and keep it going. I thought that would be interesting, but it was a clear, clean win for Sami. The match started off a little slow for me, but ultimately ended up being a great match, I thought. I talked Ryan into picking Sami Zayn. I think we both were first leaning Karrion Kross, but then I was talking about how this was all part of Karrion's plan to kind of get Sami to the dark side, and switched his vote. So Ryan said Sami Zayn, I said Karrion Kross. Next up, Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa for the United States champion. We both said Jacob Fatu, and Solo won. I kind of alluded to it in the prediction, so I did say there's story there for Solo Sikoa to win the title and kind of continue this feud. But in my heart, I thought Jacob Fatu was going to win this one. I didn't think there was any way that he was going to lose the championship that quick. But we were both wrong. This match was great. Jacob Fatu is so good in the ring. Solo is great too. I enjoy their work, and I've enjoyed this feud, especially as of late. It definitely picked up steam, and there were stakes on it. This was one of the 2 titles on the line officially of Night of Champions. So was looking forward to it. Solo wins, and we got a returning Tonga Loa and a debuting Hikuleo. So there is a new bloodline forming once again. Are we recycling storylines? Maybe. I don't know, but curious to see where this goes. Hikuleo is a big dude, and I think it's safe to say Tonga Loa didn't botch anything on his return, but the announce table did. So they kind of picked up where Tonga Loa left off before his injury at War Games. So definitely interested to see where this is going to go. Sucks that Jacob already lost the title, but the bro has a rocket ship to his back. He is destined for great things. I'm not worried about his character, and hopefully he gets the title back eventually from Solo. So excited to see where that goes. Queen of the Ring finale. We got Jade versus Asuka. We both said Jade. It was an early prediction for Jade to win this, especially Ryan called it right away, and it makes sense with storyline with Naomi. I didn't see it going Asuka's way, although I wanted Asuka to win, but Jade won. I thought this match didn't do anything good for Jade. I don't think it was great. It just kind of was a meh. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great, and the crowd did not care for this, for Jade winning. There was just no reaction, it felt like. So we'll see how this plays out, but I think eventually it does lead to Jade and Naomi for the title somehow, or Jade goes against Tiffy at SummerSlam and then Naomi cashes in. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I know it's going to end with Jade, Naomi somehow. That's just in my heart, I feel. Lastly, we got Cena versus CM Punk. This was obviously the marquee match. This is the one we've been most excited about. This just had great build with the pipe bomb and the basic Punkonomics on SmackDown. This had everything going for it, and a great story build, great history to these two. So Ultimately, Cena wins this, but there was quite a bit of shenanigans going on. It wasn't their best match, but I think the story and altogether, I think it really brought it together. You add in that one of the refs got taken out, and while CM Punk calls another ref down, Seth Rollins' music hits. We get that nostalgia of WrestleMania where Seth cashes in and creates a triple threat match for the title. And right before he cashes in, Cena takes out the new ref and then faces off with Seth Rollins and says, "What are you doing?" And "I'm still alive." And I thought that was a cool angle because it shows that Cena, while a heel, he's not going to work with Seth Rollins here, and he's not going to get cashed in on. So I thought that was cool. We got, obviously, the Seth Riders coming out to help, and it kind of looked like a CM Punk join up to take them out, and then we get Penta coming out, slow motion, and it's all. I was like, is he gonna come to the rescue? But it drew Braun up the ramp, and then we got Sami Zayn, so they take out the Seth Riders. We get Seth taken out of the picture, and we even get a hug between John Cena, and then you quickly get that look on his face. CM Punk catches it, though, before getting the low blow, and then Seth Rollins makes his presence again. He takes CM Punk out with the briefcase and then stomps him, and then quickly Cena capitalizes on that, throws Rollins out of the ring, and gets the pin on CM Punk. The ref revived really quickly in this sequence, which I thought was crazy, but gets the 3. Cena is still champion. Let's go through the prediction results. So we had Cody versus Randy. Ryan said Cody, and I said a tie, so that puts Ryan up 1-1, and I'm 0-1. Already in the hole, damn it. Then Raquel versus Rhea. We both said Raquel. That puts Ryan 1-2, and myself at 0-2. Then we had Sammy versus Karrion. Ryan said Sammy, and I said Karrion Kross. So now Ryan is 2-3, and I'm 0-3. Whew. I'm pulling the perfect numbers here, right? Oh, the low score is not good. Then we got Jacob versus Solo. We both said Jacob was going to win this one, so that puts Ryan at 2 out of 4, and me 0-4. Jade versus Asuka. We both said Jade, so that puts Ryan up 3-5, and me 1-5. And then both of us said Cena was going to win this one, so Ryan finishes the night 4-6, and I finish 2-6. So probably one of my worst prediction nights. I should not have said the tie. At least would have got me to 500 on that, but I swung for the fences on that one. So not my best night. Ryan did solid once again. He typically does. I think he's had one bad show, but show goes on. Just going on to my final thoughts on this night and where I think it could go from here. Obviously, Cody's going to go against Cena. I think that was just a given ultimately, but I thought it could go either way. But Cody ultimately going against Cena makes sense. Hopefully, they can do something better with their match, which I believe will probably be at SummerSlam. That makes it a marquee match. But overall, I can't say enough good things about these two in the ring. There's a future storyline there between these two. I know it. And really the more exciting part of this to me is potential seed of Randy Orton going heel. The Raquel and Rhea, again, I just thought this was a good chance for Raquel to get some momentum without Liv and kind of just build this team with Roxanne. Otherwise, are they going to vacate those titles? I don't know, but we've talked about it before. I just want some excitement to be around the women's tag team champions. expect it to be the marquee title for the division, but there should be something around it. It's always been this cursed title, and if they're not going to do anything with it, then let's just be done with it. Sami versus Karrion, again, thought there could be more for Karrion on this, but it was just exciting to see him on the PLE again. I thought I'm a big fan of his, and this was a big night for him, I could tell. Hopefully this feud of theirs isn't over, and that we get to continue to see Karrion on our TV screens more. Jade Asuka, again, just this one was definitely predictable. Calling it way back when Ryan did, I think he nailed it on the dot. I mean, it was written in the stars that she was going to do this, so nothing surprising to me there. Jacob Solo, like I said in the prediction show, just having that story be there where Solo does win it, I think that's exciting in itself. So there's definitely some places to go with this, and I'm excited to see where this goes post-show. The Cena Punk match, while it didn't live up to Money in the Bank 2011, it still was a fun feud. It was a different, dirty finish to the match, where it wasn't your typical just low blow title shot to the head or anything. So I like that it did something different. It put Seth Rollins back into Punk's life, where they have this great feud. It also puts Seth into Cena's crosshairs, which also is interesting for things. So definitely a solid main event there. So all in all, I think overall the night was pretty decent. It wasn't like any culmination of any storylines, I don't think. I think this did a great job planting seeds for the future, which the nearest future is mainly SummerSlam. I know there's Saturday night's main event going on in there, and then there's also Women's Evolution, but ultimately SummerSlam's the big next marquee PLE. So I think that's exciting to see where the seeds are planted for this. 3 bell ratings. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 3, maybe a 2.1, 2.2, closer to the 2. But it's not that it was a match quality or anything. I think the matches, for the most part, were pretty good and entertaining, with the exception of Jade and Asuka. I think overall, everything brought something to the table. I was more personally disappointed by some of the results, and it wasn't just because I went, 2 out of 6 on my predictions. It was more so like Raquel winning, I thought could do more for her character. Rhea could take an L here and still be mommy. She's always going to be on top. I thought this could do more for Raquel and the Women's Tag Team Champions. Also, thought that Sami and Karrion could have gone a different direction, feeding more into what Karrion was trying to get across to Sami. I thought that could have been interesting. But they went just kind of cookie cutter wins on here. And so, I mean, I don't fault them. I think, like I said before, that there is storylines post-show to this. Nothing seems final after this for me, minus... Is Punk going to go and get Cena again? Probably not. But there's Seth and Punk involved there. So definitely post-show storylines there. So we will see what happens going forward. So that wraps up Night of Champions 2025 bonus episode. Thanks for listening, and tune in to future episodes of the Triple B podcast.
Let's fucking